Rest or world record? Will Saquon Barkley play on January 5th, week 18 versus the Giants? That is the big question. Will he break Eric Dickerson's record of 2,105 rushing yards that happened in 1984, believe it or not? We're basically going on 4 decades here. Will Saquon do it? I'm going to answer the question here based on my opinion and let you know that I don't think he should rest, right? I'm going to let you know why I think he shouldn't rest. Now, a lot of people are getting upset about this, but I'm going to explain all this and my opinion on what I think is actually going to happen on January 5th, because a lot of people are asking the question, will he break the record? Will he rest? I'm going to have it answered here on the show. If you're new to the channel, smash it, tap it, slap it. We're talking controversies. We're talking latest news notes. We are talking about everything NFL football, truth to sports, and of course, fantasy football. Fantasy football has now come to an end. So we're going to continue on here with sports news and topics such as this that are trending and people want answers to them. I'm going to cover it here on the show. If you're new to the channel, smash, tap it, slap it, and let me know in the comments below. I want to make this ultra interactive. Let me know below. I want to know, I really want to get your feedback. Will he rest? Will he break the record? And another thing, should he rest or should he play? Because I got a lot of flack. I'm going to play the video I just put on my Insta. If you're not following on Instagram, make sure you guys follow the #1 fantasy football page at Fantasy Football Counselor on Insta. And I've got it linked below. I just did a post basically saying that I think he has to play, right? Like you've got to get out there and play, man. This is, your legacy here. And I'll tell you why I have so much conviction in that. And first of all, let's play the clip here on what he said, because he's all about the team. And I'm going to let you know my opinion on why this is wrong. Now, again, a lot of people are going to disagree with me because they're going to say, well, no, he needs to rest. Fantasy football is over. We don't even need him for fantasy football. Joe, he needs to rest. Well, let me play you this clip. Let's talk about what he said here first. Let's play what he said, and then we're going to talk about it. Let's just play the clip here real quick. Then we can have some context here. I'll let you know what I think.
I'm not, overly trying to go get it. I'm not scared of it. Like I would love to, but at the end of the day, also we got bigger things that we're focusing on, and we're able to clinch the division right here. Whether it's we play next week or not and rest, I'm fine with that too, because I didn't come here and sign here just to, rush for 2,000 or break a record. I want to do something special, meaning special with the team.
Okay, so he wants to do something special with the team. Listen, I had to go research this up on Eric Dickerson, okay? 1984, played for the Rams. He averaged 131.6 yards per game, and he achieved the 2,105 rushing yards in 16 games. That record still holds. His name is relevant, not because he won a Super Bowl. I don't even know if Dickerson, I got to go back and look. I started watching NFL heavily around 2010. I always watched it when I was young, the Bills in the 90s, all that. But I heavily got into fantasy football around 2010-ish, right? But Dickerson's name is relevant today because he holds this record, right? Now, Dickerson came out and said, I don't know what the exact quote was, but I don't really want Saquon breaking my record, because that's what he has. That's part of his legacy. Now, if Saquon is all about the team, and I kind of get that, you're not going to be remembered, right? There's a lot of players that won the Super Bowl. Shady McCoy won the Super Bowl. Am I going to remember Shady McCoy for winning the Super Bowl? No, but I would have remembered Shady McCoy if he had rushed 2,105 yards, right? LaShawn McCoy. But he won a Super Bowl because I think he basically, what is it, with the Chiefs he won it, right? He kind of jumped and bandwagoned on the team and rode to the Super Bowl. There's a lot of players that do that. They jump on the team, right? At the tail end of their career, they jump on a Super Bowl team, they end up winning one, but they're never remembered for winning the Super Bowl, right? Oh, I got a ring and all that, and you can walk around and tell your friends, but you're forgotten. But if you hold a record where you rush more than any other running back in history, you're going to be remembered. So, again, I'm going to tell you what I think, Saquon should do, and I think what is actually going to happen, what I think is actually going to happen here. But Saquon right now, again, back to Dickerson before that. Again, 2,105 yards in 1984, average 131.6 yards per game in 16 games, 4 decades. He did this with the Rams. Now, he did this in 16 games. If Saquon were to break this, he'd do it in 17 games, because now we got 18 weeks, the bye week in there, but a total of 17 weeks to accomplish this. Right now, Saquon is currently sitting at 2,005 rushing yards. He's 100 yards short of the record. But Saquon is the 9th player in history to have over 2,000 rushing yards in a season. I think a couple other people include, I think it was Chris Johnson was one of them that I remember, Adrian Peterson, another one. But apparently, again, Nick Sirianni may choose to rest Saquon Barkley. Now, again, a lot of people are saying, go ahead, rest. You don't want to get hurt. Now, he is playing the Giants on January 5th, rival team, maybe out for, they've got nothing to lose, right? They're 3-13 against 13-3. The Eagles have clinched, but they've got their team with nothing to lose are the Giants. Could they try to break his leg? They're a little bit bitter that he left the team, right? And he's doing well somewhere else. So that's a big question. Obviously, you got to look at it from a team standpoint that you want to preserve him into the playoffs to win the Super Bowl. But here's my theory, right? I'm going to lay it out for you. Again, drop your questions below. I'm going to lay out to you what I think is actually going to happen. But, you got to chase legacy, because if I'm a player and I'm 100 yards short, you didn't come this far to come this far from breaking the world record for most rushing yards in the season. How could you sit somebody like that? How could me being a player, I know it's about the team, but how can I sit knowing I'm just so close? I'm this close for breaking, and I'm never going to get to this point again. I don't see Saquon ever getting to this point again. I'm this close, and I'm going to sit on the bench and just watch that record. I'm this close. Watch that record vanish. We already talked about how important it is. Dickerson. The only reason we know him, the only reason we're talking about him is not because he won a Super Bowl. We don't even know if he won a Super Bowl. Google it if he has. I don't even care. The only reason we're talking about Eric Dickerson is because he has that record. If not, we're not talking about running backs from 1984. If I went and asked you, the average fan of mine here that listens 18 to 35, some of you may or may not remember Matt Forte. He was playing about 10 years ago, right? So people forget about these players. Brandon Marshall, wide receiver, right? There's a lot of players like, oh my God, I forgot about that guy. You totally forget about them. So Dickerson, nobody remembers him, but they remember him because of his record. So the point I'm trying to make here, guys, is that I think he should play. Now, how it's going to play out, let's talk about it. Before I do that, also, I know a lot of people are done with fantasy. I want to make sure you guys do head over to our partner, though, mybookie.ag. This is the site I use, a site I trust for my sports bets. Use code FFC. This site is going to enhance your game watching experience. Create an account, put down your deposit. There's a 50% match deposit. Mybookie.ag. If you want to get on the action, if you want to get on these games, because the Giants played hot. And I also supply my picks below in the Counselor's Edge. But mybookie.ag, FFC is the account. Go create an account. Use the code FFC, and I'm telling you, that's going to keep you guys in the game. So, mybookie.ag. So, again, I want to really just give you my verdict here, what I think is going to happen. But I really believe that he should play. And again, that's a big part of his legacy. And, the thing is, I think that he's going to play maybe a bit. I'm torn on this. I think that even if he plays, I think he'll be short unless they really, really, really push him and give him 30 attempts. I think he's going to play. I can't see them saying, well, you're this close and you're going to be gone. Like, you're not going to break this record. We're not going to give you a chance. If anything, he plays and maybe they take it easy on him, right? Like, there's so many scenarios. I want to know what you guys think. My verdict is that he plays, and he has to play, and he needs to play. Well, he doesn't need to, but for legacy, he does. I think that, again, Saquon, if you're, listening to this, I'm going to tag you on, do another Instagram. They definitely see when I put on Instagram. You definitely need to play. Okay? Because, here's another reason. You're not going to win the Super Bowl. Okay? This is very, very important. You guys got to understand. I do a lot of videos on, is the NFL fixed? I believe that it is. And I believe, excuse me, the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl this year. Okay? I was looking at some sort of stat here. I posted it on my Instagram. It was like some sort of crazy stat. And the stat was teams to score 30 points or fewer in each game. Teams to score 30 points or fewer in a game. Their records are crap. New England 3-2, Vegas 3-12, Giants 3-13, whatever it is. This was the week before this last week. So whatever, 4-12, whatever. But the Chiefs were 14-1 or 15-1, whatever they're at. The Chiefs have the refs on their side. There's too many coincidences. I think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl either way. I don't think that the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl. I think there's better teams out there. I think Buffalo's a better team than the Eagles. There's so many other teams out there. But anyway, so I don't think they're going to win anyway. That's a big caveat to all. That's a big thing I'm talking about here. I don't believe that the Eagles, regardless of Saquon resting or not, are going to win the Super Bowl anyway, because I think the script is already in. The Chiefs are going to win It's a three-peat. It's too good of a story. So, again, my theory on this is that the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. If Saquon rests, he's going to ruin his legacy. If he plays, which I think he will and he should, I think he might just fall short. I think he could fall short. I really think that the Giants are spiteful and they'll hold him. If he breaks the record, great, amazing accomplishment. But then you've got the whole other caveat, the whole other debate, like, well, he didn't really break the record because it was 17 games and Dickerson did it in 16. And there's always going to be this debate. So if I'm Saquon, here's my thought process. Not only do I playing for legacy, I play and I crush the record. I rush for 200 yards. Because if you're in, you got to go all in. You got to go all in, because if you just beat it, 21-06, right? You beat it by 1 yard. There's always going to be that debate. It's always going to be like, oh, well, he did it in 16 games, Dickerson, Saquon in 17. But remember this, Saquon, if he wins the Super Bowl, which he won't, because I think that fixes him with the Chiefs. If Saquon wins the Super Bowl this year, he won't be remembered for the Super Bowl. But if he breaks this record, not only breaks it, but shatters it, he will be remembered. He needs to shatter Dickerson's record, period. That's my thought on this. I think he plays. I just hope that if he does play, they actually work him enough so that he shatters this record. That's my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think. I just wanted to go ramble about this because it's very, very important. Everyone's talking about Eric Dickerson's rushing record. I had to cover it. I want to talk about it. There it is for you. Those are my thoughts. Again, everyone's going to be against me and say, well, Joe, you got to rest him, but it's about the team, it's about Super Bowl. They're not going to remember Saquon particularly. But yeah, he's a team guy. He's a nice guy. Yeah, great. Nice guys finished last. The only reason you remember Dickerson, nobody remembers who's on Eric Dickerson's team. Nobody remembers that. Nobody's going to remember that. Saquon Barkley. Those are my thoughts. Go out there and break the record. Let me know your thoughts. Drop it below. Subscribe to Truth to Sports. Hit the thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts.